So let's talk about a mindset that completely flips the script on how we think about our limits. It's this idea that your greatest strength doesn't come from ignoring your flaws, but actually comes directly from them.
I mean, wow. That's a pretty intense way to kick things off, right? Most of us are taught to hide our weaknesses, to just kind of pretend they aren't there. But this whole philosophy starts with this raw, totally honest admission. The point isn't to give up. It's to use that weakness as the starting line for a massive change. And that brings us to our first big idea here, embracing your weakness. This is all about looking your own shortcomings right in the eye and just acknowledging them. No excuses, no flinching. You know, we're always told to play to your strengths, right? Focus on what you're good at. But what if that's, only half the picture? This whole idea argues that real unbreakable strength is forged in the fire of our weaknesses, the very things we usually try to hide away. And this isn't just some abstract concept. The source material gets brutally honest, laying out a list of weaknesses. I get emotional over stupid things. I procrastinate and I waste time. My ego is too big. Sound familiar? I think we can all relate to at least one of those. But here's the thing. These aren't reasons you'll fail. They're the raw materials you get to work with. So here's the absolute key. Accepting your flaws isn't a free pass to stay that way. No way. It's a call to arms. It's basically a declaration of war on your own limitations. And it's a war you have to fight every single day by struggling and clawing your way to be just a tiny bit better than you were the day before. Okay, so once you've faced your weaknesses, what's next? Well, that leads us right into our second section, finding your inner lion. This is all about a huge shift in your mindset, and it uses this really cool metaphor, deciding if you're the prey or the predator in your own life. And I love this comparison because it spells it out so clearly. You have two ways to live. The gazelle, it runs from danger. It only moves when it's pushed. And once the threat is gone, it just stops. But the lion is different. The lion hunts for something. It's got this internal hunger, this why that drives it. It never, ever stops hunting.
And this really makes you stop and ask yourself, right? What's your why? Are you just running away from things, like pain or debt or failure? Or are you actively hunting for your goals, for your dreams, for your purpose? That why is the fuel that keeps the lion going, even when nothing is chasing it.
All right, so you've embraced your weakness, you're tapping into that inner lion. Now we get to a really tough one. Section 3, getting rewarded for pain. This is all about reframing something that, let's be honest, we all try to avoid.
And this next question, man, it's a total gut punch, but in the best way possible. Think about it. Life is hard. Pain is going to happen. You're going to hurt sometimes. So since you're already paying that price, why not stick around and get a reward for it? Why would you choose to suffer for nothing? And that reward, it comes from the fight. It comes from turning into the struggle instead of running away from it. The promise here isn't that you'll never lose. The promise is that if you just commit to going down swinging with every single thing you've got, you'll be amazed at how often you don't go down at all. You'll win. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you put it into practice? That's what Section 4 is all about. Winning the daily fight. See, the real victory doesn't happen in some big movie-style moment. It's won in all the tiny little choices you make every single day. It's doing that one extra rep at the gym. It's running that extra mile. It's making the hard right choice instead of the easy wrong one. It's about giving everything you've got every day, not just on the days you feel good. And this whole idea is wrapped up in what the speaker calls the dogfight mentality. It's this core understanding that you can't just sit back and wait for good things to happen. You have to be proactive. You got to wake up every morning and go get the fight. You have to actually seek out the challenges that are going to make you stronger. But what about when you hit that wall? You know the one I'm talking about, where every part of you, your emotions are just screaming, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. And even your logical brain is saying, dude, this makes zero sense. Stop. It's not worth it. And right there at that breaking point, that's when the override kicks in. It's not an argument. It's not a feeling. It's just a simple, powerful command you give yourself. I don't stop. It's a decision that goes beyond emotion or logic. It's just what you do. So let's recap. We've talked about embracing weakness, finding your why, using pain, winning the daily fight. But honestly, none of that works without this final, crucial piece. Section 5, believing it is possible. This is where the real battle is fought. It's inside your own head.
It's the story you tell yourself, day in and day out. You have to start programming your mind with this one simple, powerful idea.
You have to keep feeding yourself this truth that it is possible. Even when you have zero proof, even when you're failing, even when the entire world is telling you you're crazy, you have to believe deep down that it is possible. Because I'm telling you, there is nothing on this earth more powerful than a mind that's made up. When you truly decide, you become a force of nature.
And look, if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, easy for you to say, just look at the speaker's own background. We're talking about someone born on the floor of an abandoned building, adopted, labeled as mentally retarded in school, failed multiple grades. By every single metric, he was set up to fail. But his belief, it was just stronger than his reality.
Which brings us to the last and maybe the most important question of all. It all comes down to this quote: "If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm." Everything we've talked about, it all starts and ends inside your own head. So the real question is, what are you telling yourself? Because that story is going to define everything.